Hi everyone, it's Penny, and I am back today just doing some happy journaling. No fuss, no stress, I'm just throwing paint. I am quarantined for the coronavirus, trying to stay away from, getting infected anywhere, so I am doing what I'm told to do and staying home. And rather than turn on the news and worry and be filled with anxiety, I count my blessings every day. I try to stay thankful for everything that I do have and what's going on, and I sit and work in my journal because there's just nothing like playing with paint and getting your fingers messy to make you forget any cares that might be going on in your life. So this is just one of my little books that I'm altering as a journal, and I throw paint on there. I use an old credit card to moosh it around. I go back in with stencils and some metallic paints like dark green, and I add a little brown to it to darken it up. I've added some gold metallic to the background of these pages. You can still see the words through it, and I always like that. I don't obliterate them. And so actually there were some tears when I first did this, and I don't know, I put the pages together or something, and it tore some of the tops of the pages. I put paint back over it, kept going. Do not worry about it. I'm just playing. So I use these little makeup sponges I like. You can get them anywhere, Dollar Tree, whatever. And I use them for stencils. And so I'm just going in because I want to add texture and more interest to the background. And I have this wonderful little stencil that has all of these different shapes and geometrics in it. And I find I've been using that a lot lately. So I'm still smooshing in color because I don't quite know what I'm going to do. But now I think I'm going to do a face on that right side. So I take a little bit more of the peachy color and smoosh it around so that I have a base. Because I'm not going to do a very detailed image of a face. I just want to do kind of a sketchy look. So that's why I added that peach. Now I'm just taking the paint that's left over on my palette and I'm throwing it into another journal and just continuing to build up backgrounds for something I'll do later in that book. So this is a very versatile stencil as well. It's got a bunch of different leaves, and I don't know, I love the organic look of it. And I have no earthly idea what I'm going to do with these pages because this right here is a junk journal I made. It's unlike anything I've ever done. I've done a number of pages in it and I'm quite happy with them. But they really take loosening up. You have to let go of perfection because you will have a page like I have here on the right that is from an old book, and then on the left, a patterned paper that looks like wood. And how you're going to marry them two, I have no idea, but that's why I just keep building up the back layers, and eventually I'll have something that I like. All right, so I've used up my leftover paint, as I always do. Now my pages have dried, and I'm going to the next step. So I have decided that I want to use my Stabilo All pencil. That's what it's called, Stabilo All, A-L-L. You can get them on Amazon. I buy a couple at a time. And I'm doing them a different way this time. Sometimes I sketch with them and then use a watercolor brush to move the color around because it acts like a watercolor pencil. But instead, to make a thicker line, I'm dipping the pencil in my water and then sketching with it. And I wanted to try this because I wanted something that was a much darker line, but not necessarily smeared like I would get if I used a wet brush and went into it. So I'm finding other things that I have stuck in this journal and forgot about, like the gold leafing. But I don't end up using it here. So I just continue to wet it and make my sketching. I'm drying it a little bit because it's pretty wet. And while I'm drying it, I'm looking at these words. Now I'm going to tell you I have no idea where I got this word. And I thought these were going to be transferable, like tattoo type things. No, they're not. I sit here and scrape, scrape, scrape. And if I pull it off, it's going to rip the page. So I decided I'm going to use it as is. It's stuck to the page, but it leaves a glossy look that I don't like. So I use my matte medium, my gel matte medium. Well, it's not really a gel. This is just the liquid matte medium from Liquitex. You can get this at Michael's. And I use that to go over it to take some of the gloss off of the top of that word imagination because I don't like it glossy looking. So now I'm taking my Sharpie water-based white acrylic pen and I'm adding some highlights to the figure. I'm not doing any more details than that. And I am wrapping this up. I like what it's become. I add just a little bit of crackling paste here and there just to add a little white and a little texture. Quick, easy. I hope you enjoyed it. And please subscribe. Leave me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And I hope to see you back at my channel real soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.